These words came through me many, many years ago when I was in my 20s as a young professor at Howard University in Washington, D.C. And these words became a gift for a soul who throughout my life has been very, very special to me. You may have heard of him. This flow is called For Muhammad the Peaceful, I Feel Your Thunder. Training Camp, Deer Lake. When I was a child, dwarfed by the world, I dreamt of the gigantic things in life. Endless rivers, sky-dyed blue throughout the depth of their fabric. Eagles in flight, damp mornings and cool midnight. And I dreamt of Muhammad Ali. 11 years old on that cricket-songed September night, listening to the radio, with all the hopes of my world playing symphony and the rift in my chest, with my father leaning like a child will, with my need for salvation upon every word uttered by the broadcaster, upon every surge and sigh of the crowd as somewhere distant my beloved Ali stood the stage, sweated pores turning back the page, muzzling the youthful rage of Spinks, the Leon one. Ali in that moment was the father, I was the son, waiting by the window in the face of the storm, my whole world resting on whether father would come through. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. I, the son, slept the sleep of peace, for Father Ali had indeed come through. I was released. I was the slender black boy filled to the rim with rage, feeling captive in a white reality with no place for my tears to run. But then mother gave me boxing gloves and my destiny was set to sun. I would become whatever the mystical thing was that was my beloved Ali. I would reach there yet, multiplying hours in the basement, ripping gold brown leather into the red everlast heavy bag. I loved the sweat that I poured out in those moments, 'cause it felt as if my pain and anger were seeping out with the wet. I grunted and raged and hooked and raged and jabbed and ducked and danced. 1,000,000 times over I was Ali. I was entranced. I told Sis, remember this, I will be undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. I will stand like Ali with my right arm cocked in splendor over a fallen liston, and I will glisten with glory. Sis, I will create the truth to this allegory. And I repeated the word so often throughout my life that it became my destination, my preordained fantastical occupation, the winner and undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Through television, boxing magazines, and books, I soaked up Muhammad's world, Bugner and the Cleveland fellow, and Frazier with his hooks. I saw Ali's jaw bloat up. I saw the beatings he took, but he always rose. And I cannot express what that means in a world where people always take to the easy and crawl on their backside. But I want to go deeper. The fight, 15 rounds. I care only about the essence of a person, and so the reasons for celebrity to me are a thin screen I do not idolize. But there are two persons in the history of this human earth for whom my admiration is so intense, my love so deep that I weep. There is the migrant Nazarene, and there is Muhammad Ali. He is my epiphany. the gentle giving spirit who once was labeled Cassius Clay, then grew like any sturdy stalk would and came to know itself, and so named itself and told the world, "My name is Muhammad Ali." And I, having named myself to the world, while also in my 20s, find Ali as my inspiration, for this world treats a person's name as its own property, and there is courage and resilience in the stalk that holds firm against such wind. Ali has claimed spirituality as his garden place and tends to it well. There I also dwell. He has given, most likely to the extent that others have taken to his detriment. But the truth behind his giving heart is what his spirit will ultimately to a greater spirit impart, such a glorious giving heart. And if I, in my passage upon this lifetime page, can give so much of myself, so deeply draw from my own well, then I know Ali would be proud. And what greater accomplishment than to draw praise from one praised in ritual by the world. When they would say, "He stands 6'3" and 220, and I, a youthful sprout having grown to the same, would say, "That's also me." And though I came to play collegiate basketball, boxing remained faithfully domesticated within my heart. So I spent my own time living that burning need. I fought on that hallowed canvas place between the turnbuckles, and with an 84-inch reach and a natural cadence, I danced my way well into the pugilist's light. But ultimately I came to know my larger purpose on this human earth, and so I parted from my 12-ounce fisted flame, but the passion remained all the same. The ice down, afterglow. I know that I am to move the world through written words. Now I am at the edge of a great divide. On the other side, though, Ali and I will meet, for the sheer dominance of our souls will be our common ground. I will visit his garden place, and he will frequent my literary mist profound, and on life and peacefulness we will expound, for it is his bottomless reservoir of peace that the world has sensed like hounds on the hunt, has drawn in from the scent of it pooled in the pockets of his pores, have hypnotized too through the gaze of his regal eyes, eyes that hit you like thunder, eyes that stand out like Kentucky clouds with God peeking through, and his smile, humble and conserving energy like a wise sage pacing itself like Ali did before he fell foreman, like a mighty African forest tree, eyes rocking in the chair of his face like a grandfather who knows he has done this thing which is life well, and now is content to melodize by rocking back and forth across the grain of porch, watching butterflies dance. Yes, this earth, peopled by humbled souls, not blessed in some of the ways he has been blessed, yet blessed enough to recognize that Ali has hit the jackpot of blessings. We feel through his presence worthy of stealing on the cape of his majesty toward the lottery of risk and courage that might encumber our own heroism by living in ways that would lead the world's children to run with us as they do with him upon dusty roads in every corner of the globe, children of every ethnic truth, running as if life no longer need bring gifts, because to run with Ali is the end of the gift unwrapping, is simply the post-feast pre-nap, cool and mellow contentment place. I am now a 27-year-old, proudest of proud human being and black man, and for this I give Ali much thanks. People wide over do not understand the mystery which is the sweet science boxing, and so they find absolute fault. But I know this: Joe Louis lifted up black people when our pride was tattered and dangling like a child from a ledge all these years from a national black spirit eradication program. Joe Louis lifted up us with his oaken arms. He lifted up black folks from this precipice. We pushed our ears near to the radio on railroad cars in the steam of railroad kitchens in modest homes at honest work, kneading with every ounce of our remaining resolve, like I did once for Ali on that September cricket night, for Joe Louis to win the fight. And Ali, his brilliant love, his awesomely free presence on so enslaving a scene as this, lifted up the whole of humanity from a similar precipice. So yes, I owe him much thanks for my head now held high, sniffing out the magic out there in an Ali luminescent sky. I am now a writer, an educator, a professor of Howard University, the fabled halls, and in the corners of my reality, always there is Ali, Ali as my measuring stick, leaning against the windows of my classroom, beckoning me to touch these sturdy sprouts, these young minds, in the way that would make him proud. I can hear him, spirit tripping, laughing and loud, and the man from the house of shock. He is my bedding, my breakfast, my rock, as I fill this world with books and stories and child tales, with screenplays, theater, fill, and poetry, as I educate and reverberate across space to coincide with Ali's dream of a human peace, a human glint on this earth that catches and momentarily blinds Great Spirit's eyes. I shall always come back to my once gloved warrior, now more admirable to me in his simple living, perhaps not dancing with young Norton shavers and the crew, but still satisfying our craving with his Ali air, his perfect spirit hue. I will always strive for that plateau which none have yet reached, but even when I capture that virgin ground, human beings will not frown, for I will have glimpsed Ali in the windows of my classroom, and I will have measured my ascendance by the degree of my Ali humility, by the amount of soreness in my arms and ache in my body from this ministry of embracing the children of the world and the child spirit in every soul, and from the creases encircling my mouth, left like proud tracks by the smiles I have given and gotten in return, to and from people in worn-out shoes, to and from people in castles and suits, and the purity I will have maintained in my heart, where it all starts, devoid of human prejudice, will be my offering plate after I have crossed the spirit world divide, and I stand facing a temple-shattering wind with Ali on my side. O Great Spirit, how I love this man. Children, ladies and gentlemen, the winner by unanimous decision and undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Muhammad Ali.